One take from what I've said so far is one of the constraints that can block the implementation of a strategy is the limited attention management can offer. And I'll say this again, the limited attention management can offer. And this is because we're humans, surrounded by unlimited information, and there's only so much one can pay attention to. It's important that you remember that although a business is created to deliver certain values, either through products sold or services provided, it is made up of individuals that are bound together to meet both personal and social needs. And as a result, this tends to create tension in a workplace. Hello and welcome. In my previous video, I talked about the need for businesses to pay attention to market changes. By this, I mean being able to respond both effectively and timely to market changes. And this entails a number of things, such as identifying and deciding on opportunities to respond to, constantly creating consumer value and aligning with market dynamics. All of these makes up one half of an equation, but it becomes ineffective if the second half of the equation isn't met, and that is ensuring implementation. Every business knows ensuring implementation is a challenge, and there's no shortcut around it. It goes beyond having in place efficient operational processes or having adequate resources and the right technical capabilities. All of these is important and indeed required. But in addition, ensuring successful implementation requires effective management control systems. In today's video, I will touch on one aspect, an aspect required for ensuring implementation, and that is an element of management control systems. I aim to keep today's video under 15 minutes, but intend taking a deep dive to cover the relevance of this aspect. So I encourage you to listen to the very end in order for you to get the full benefits. My name is Kelvin Ego, and thank you for joining me as we review this aspect. As a business, if you were to respond to market changes by making changes to your strategy, those changes can only be effective when successfully implemented. Trying to execute your strategy without a control system, be it a diagnostic or interactive control system, can make you focus on a variety of activities that may not be significant for your business growth. What I mean is, no matter how innovative or brilliant your strategy is, or whether your strategy has been put together by a team of talented individuals, the absence of a control system can derail employees' attention, can hinder the performance, and in the long run, hinder the implementation of an intended strategy. The key point here is focus. And this is important because as humans, we can pay attention to every goal, opportunity, events, or situation that may come our way. Hence, it's important for management to focus their attention on significant factors. Factors needed to drive the successful implementation of the strategy. This brings me to the question, how do management pay attention to significant factors? Well, to accomplish this, those significant factors will first need to be identified, and this can be done by translating relevant information from your strategy. Those significant factors will need to be measurable, communicated, and then monitored, perhaps using a diagnostic control system. At this stage, the question is, what are diagnostic control systems and what are the benefits? Well, diagnostic control systems are information systems. They are feedback systems, control systems. Some call them the backbone of management control system, and I agree with that. They sometimes comprise of management dashboard and can be used to monitor key performance metrics. Can also be used to control, and this is important, used to control the implementation of a strategy. The same systems can be used to highlight issues, both around resource allocation and operational processes. We've had cases where businesses underperform. either due to not having the right skill sets or due to misallocation of resources, in some cases due to under or overutilization of resources, and in other cases due to bottleneck in operational processes. No matter the reason behind the business underperforming, using a diagnostic control system combined with the right metrics can help flag up such issues and prompt management to take corrective actions. But I should emphasize this, and that is, it's not just all about having a diagnostic control system. And I can't stress this enough because the businesses have invested heavily into diagnostic control systems, but they failed in the fundamentals. They failed to identify and monitor measures needed for the strategy to succeed. And in some cases where the right measures are being monitored, there is a disconnect between management and the output of the diagnostic control system. This can be due to a number of reasons. Sometimes due to management paying little attention to the systems, or due to individuals that are responsible failing to provide management with useful insight from the systems. You may ask, what's the danger of paying little attention to the systems? Or make remarks such as, I've been in the business long enough. Let's just go with our gut feelings. Yes, going your gut feelings at times may be good. But is it good enough to sustain a business on a long-term basis? Can you imagine running a business on gut feelings? Or making significant decisions on gut feelings? Or running a business and hoping everything goes according to how you feel? Well, I'll leave you to ponder over those questions. But in some cases where little attention has been paid to such systems, management have failed to take corrective actions where needed, or failed to make data-driven decisions needed for their business goals to be met, or failed to be able to tell if their strategy is succeeding. In fact, some have no means of measuring this. My point is, having a diagnostic control system is a step in the right direction. But beyond this, businesses need to be able to identify measures to monitor, identify how to go about monitoring these measures, should understand the significance of any deviation, and should be able to take corrective actions when needed. One more thing before I go any further. It's important the measures you monitor are translated from your strategy. And this is because without the right metrics, your diagnostic control system may not deliver what you intend achieving as a business from your strategy. In a later video, we'll have a look at measures and deviation and how they play a role in ensuring a strategy succeeds. But for now, let's just focus on this introduction into diagnostic control systems. Everyone knows time is a scarce resource. And for this reason, it's important for management to focus their attention on significant deviations and make corrections when and where needed. But it doesn't end there. There is more to using a diagnostic control system. And I'll give you just one more example. It's important that you remember that although a business is created to deliver certain values, either through products sold or services provided, it is made up of individuals that are bound together to meet both personal and social needs. And as a result, this tends to create tension in a workplace. If this tension is left unaddressed, or any other tension due to human dynamics is left unaddressed, it can affect both productivity and performance at work. So we, and by this I mean management, need to understand the multifaceted nature of our individual organizations. We need to strive to align the prospects of delivering our services with any tension that may arise from the human dynamics at our workplace. For this video, I don't intend addressing the dynamics of human behavior because it's beyond the scope of this presentation. But I'll mention this. We, and by this I mean humans, have the tendency to exhibit this utility of effort. And what I mean by that, we have the tendency of putting our personal interests over the desire to contribute our work. Failing to address this tendency or any other tension that may arise can affect productivity, affect performance, and affect the implementation of an intended strategy. But diagnostic control systems apart from the fact that I've mentioned, can be used to highlight issues around resource allocation, operational processes, businesses underperforming, or deviations from set target, can be used as a tool to address such tendencies. I mean the tendencies of individuals not willing to contribute at work. One take from what I've said so far is one of the constraints that can block the implementation of a strategy is the limited attention management can offer. And I'll say this again, the limited attention management can offer. And this is because we're humans, surrounded by unlimited information, and there's only so much one can pay attention to. So without a diagnostic control system, it is difficult for management to focus on every significant goals or objectives needed for the strategy to succeed. At this junction, I guess the next question is how? How do we go about creating and utilizing diagnostic control systems? Or how do we go about scanning for opportunities, responding to market changes, creating emerging strategies, and ensuring implementation? Some businesses are skilled enough to address all of this, while others might struggle with at least one. I'll say to you, if you don't have the in-house talent required to respond to these challenges, then focus on your core business and either recruit talents or reach out to other firms or individuals that are skilled enough to guide you through. So far, we just looked at one element, but there are other steps and actions that can be taken to ensure a strategy is implemented. But that's not something we can cover today. I'll finalize by giving a quick recap on some points you may want to think about. 1. Market changes can create uncertainties, and it's critical to identify and evaluate both the internal and external shocks that can block the implementation of your strategy. Secondly, human beings have the tendency to exhibit the futility of efforts, and it's crucial to address this, but while bearing in mind both the social and the personal need of your employees. And then finally, as the saying goes, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Meaning, in some cases, you can't guarantee successful implementation without a control system. So, I encourage you to think diagnostics, think data insights, and think scorecard to guide you through in achieving your business long-term goals. Till we meet again, I'll speak again. Bye for now.